go, like you said, it's like kind of like going beyond yourself to the self. It's just like you have to like, there's so many different selves, and it's just like you can't be attached. You can't remain attached to like a self. You hold compassion for previous selves and things like that, but it's like I know that I know that who I am in this moment will die to another version of like who I will be in the future.
Yeah.
And it's just like I love who I am in this moment, but like I'm also going to breathe life into who I'm trying to be like down the line, and it's like, so that's really what it is. You can't hold attachments to self. You can't hold attachments either. I feel like even with beliefs, like, things that are true for me today won't be true for me tomorrow, because nothing is linear. Things don't like time. Time isn't linear.
I was just about to go there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nothing is linear. Success, ascension, getting money, doing whatever it is like that you're trying to achieve in life, it doesn't go like this. And you get like I like the stock market because it really shows you a lot about people, because like you see these prices go up, but then you see them drop. But then you see them go up and you see them drop. But the difference is with like you go from one company to the next, you look at the foundation.
Yeah.
If you have a strong foundation, you have your fundamentals, you have your, you have your blueprint and plan that you follow by. But it's like on the other hand, if you don't have a strong foundation, you'll be the one that go up, but then crashing down. It's like you got to be able to be like you said, it's a surrender, and it's like a surrender and like take. It's like you gotta be able to do that to get to the next level.
Yeah. Definitely.
Man, that was a dope concept right there. I like the and like being compassionate with your old self, because it's like if you hate your old self, that's still a part of you.
Yeah.
So it's like if you hate the old you, there's no way you can like the current you, and no way you can plant those seeds and water yourself to love you in the future. So it's like you kind of got to release that old mindset, old way of being, old way of doing. To kind of become this new person.
Yeah, it's like in a sense of like forgiving yourself for your unknowingness.
Yeah,
that's really what it boils down to. You're like, I feel like it's like our inability to. It's like almost like really in a sense of like accountability of like me saying, like I can say for me or you to say that in a sense that we believe that we are like a god, or that we feel godly in a sense. So for us to say that, hold up, I completely lost my thought. But yeah, I'll get back to that. But it was a good thought. But I'm high as shit right now.
Yeah. So were you saying like to kind of embody like that feeling of God, like you like I'm trying to see what you were like, kind of where you were going with that. Like that sounded like some heat right there. But we come back to it if you.
We'll come back.
All right, so we'll change direction and go a little bit in another direction. So I know you're really big into music. I heard a couple of your jams. What you in one of the songs, you was like, "I'm a big G."
Oh,
you're a little G. Like,
yeah. That was a track I did with that was the last song. That was the last track I released. I did it with
that was a jam. So like, what got you into music, and what got you really started, and what compelled you to want to get into that?
Well, like I said, I've always been a fan of music. Like music really just kind of like saved my life, like especially when my spiritual journey started. And I really turned to music, I've always wanted to like make music, but it's just like I just never got around to it, because I'm low key like a perfectionist, to the point where like if I can't do something like perfect almost, then I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But when I do it, I'm gonna do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so that's how it was. Kind of like I just knew, kind of like, I guess a big part of like like things like not hold you back is like not being afraid to be like seen as a beginner in something. Like I'm not. Once you get over the fear of like the illusion of being seen as a beginner in something, like in something like you're dead. That's like half. That's like half the battle of doing anything, of starting anything new. So it's just like if you can get past that. So it's just like once I got past that, I was just like, well, I'm just starting out, whatever. Like, so I started like so I started making music around like let's say 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, 2015 I started rapping with my homie, and yes. So yeah, but now it's like more like I'm not like I was one point in time like I was obsessed with being an artist, being a rapper and being like that, but now it's just I feel like because I'm just at a different like point in my life now. It's the point where it's just like now it's just I just see me rapping as something that I can do.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's a great way to get your message out.
oh yeah, and I mean, but at the same time, like, but when it comes, one thing I would say, like, when people do listen to my music, it kind of surprises them because it's just like, oh, this like the shit that I say, like when I rap, like it's a totally different, like,
Oh,
when I rap, like, yeah, when I rap, I mean, it's like rap, like like I'm not gonna let no one body me, like,
yeah.
when it comes to like me being a rapper and stuff
For
like
sure.
that.
You gotta shine. You gotta shine. You go do. You gotta do.
Yeah, so I think that's what like trying to like get people to understand that when it comes to that rap aspect of me, like Boy McCoy, like the rapper is like that's just who he is as a rapper, but there's Boy McCoy as a writer, there's Boy McCoy as like there's things like that. So that's in that whole realm of just being like the whole Boy McCoy is based on the real McCoy, meaning like the real thing, like.
So what made you come up? How did you come up with Boy McCoy? Like, where did that start?
Okay, so Boy is my actual my actual nickname.
Okay.
Like no one in my family like ever calls me Henry. Everyone calls me Boy because I was the only boy in the family. So so they started calling me Boy, and then like I said, then they ended up like I said, it stuck with me because it's like our sisters we get in trouble, and then my sister would be like, my parents would be like, who did it? And my sister would be like, the boy did it, meaning as in no, like the boy, the male did it, and that is kind of
okay.
So it got to the point where like everyone started calling me Boy, and then like I started. Like I knew my name was Henry, but I was just like, oh, they just call me that. And then I started noticing that like that was on my Christmas gifts. And I was like, oh, this is my fucking name. My name is Boy. But so I infiltrated that into my into Boy McCoy, and like McCoy comes from the real McCoy. Because I used to just go by just the Boy. Okay. Like in my rap name, like I used to just go by, or my Twitter handle was just the Boy, but then I switched it up and I changed it to Boy McCoy. Oh my gosh. I did that like maybe like 3 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's how I got the name. That's how I got that name.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. Like I was curious about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got any whenever it comes, you got any new music or anything coming?
Yeah. I mean I have a vault. I got a vault of music that I haven't put out, and it's because it's like it's just I feel like a big part of it is just where I'm at right now in like my like spiritual journey and my sense of self. Like right now, like music, just me putting out music, or me even really tending to that area of my life right now isn't really like a top priority for me right now, because I still have a lot of music I could put out. It's just more so like if I want to.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got you. And so like I heard when earlier you were saying like music like saved you along your spiritual journey. Like who was a couple artists that kind of like kind of guided you along your path?
Definitely Kid Cudi. Definitely Cudi. And then he's Aquarius too, so like I just like whenever like when he dropped his first album, that was just like that really, and all his mixtapes too, the mixtapes too. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely Kid Cudi, man. I just could like, I think it was just more so, especially because like when that's around the time like my spiritual like awakening started in a sense in 2009. So
And so Kid Cudi got the vibes for the spirituality. Like I
oh yeah, yeah.
Whenever you said Cudi, I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, definitely Cudi. Definitely Cudi.
That's what's up. Yeah, like I totally understand. Like I had a couple artists like Kanye got me through mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I came into my awakening probably like around 2013 when he came out with that Yeezus. Man,
Yeah.
literally like I became a different person after that. I was like, oh, this is what they be talking about. But that's what's up. That's what's up. So I got something else I'm just curious about. You know, like so I've been watching the Dragon Ball Super lately, and you know they talk about like different universes, 12 universes, the gods of destruction, God of creation. I'm not sure if you watch it. But like they talk about all these different realms, and so like I'm curious whether it's big or small. What's like something that you're most curious about right now that you're trying to figure out?
Just in general or anything.
Just whatever come to your mind.
I would say just the next step in human evolution when it comes to like to go beyond just go beyond God consciousness to complete God body. That's ultimately what I like. I'm fueled by like my kind of like what I'm seeking. Like me as a seeker, like that's what I'm seeking. Like I want like really what it is like I want to taste flight like in a human body. You know? Like that's you never seen the movie Hancock?
Yeah.
I want to be like that. That's the type of being that's the type of being I ultimately desire to be. You know, so it's just like whatever I have to do to be that, like I'm gonna surrender to that and like be that.
I got you.
So really that's what it is. It's like this I really want to break like the whole mold of like limitation of being like a human being, you know, of being able to experience the fullness like in a human being. Like I know that like, you know, that like I know there's more. I know there's more to this. Yeah. I know that we have like the power of like 1,000 suns in us. Like I know that. Like, you know, even like I said, we went with Dragon Ball Z, like what it is. It's like even my like, you know, I'll tell you a quick side story with that. Around the time like when my spiritual like journey started, like I started learning more about like the Phoenix aspect of myself. Like I wanted to know like what it meant to me, like what is it like how powerful it was and whatnot. And I was just really, that's all I was like desiring in my soul at that point in time to know. And like one night like I had like, it was people, you know, it might be seen as like a lucid dream or whatnot, but like I believe it was just like I believe it's like, I don't know, like it was just to explain how it was. Okay, so I was with myself, like another version of myself, walking with myself, right, in the dream or the vision, whatever this was. But and it's like I wanted to know like the power. I wanted to know how strong we were, and he was like, as I was talking to myself, like I was like, okay, well, you want me to do it or you want to do it? So he was like, so I was like, I'll do it. It was weird because it was like it was both of me saying it, so it was kind of like, but my other self went out into like this kind of like this open area, and it's kind of, we were like in this void, this white void, and then myself was like, okay, I'm about to do this. I'm about to show you, and he was just like standing, and I seen it, but like I could feel what he was feeling, but I was just observing, and but I was also that self. I was also that self but I'm about to show you. I'm about to tell you.
Yeah.
So then I started like I noticed that there was something that like it started from like the top of my head. It would start from like this. It would start from like the top of my head and go through my body, and then go to my feet, and then come back from my feet up to my body constantly. And what it was doing, like my whole body was turning silver and turning into light. And I was just like I was like almost like I was channeling like this energy in myself, like to the point where like it was like brighter than the sun. And then it's just like I was, it got to the point where like it was so powerful and strong that like I don't know, like I almost to the point where it's just like it felt like the wrath of God of like of knowing. Yes, this was this, and but it felt like a vision. It felt like a vision.
Yeah.
So like yeah, so I'm doing this, and I'm like as I'm feeling like me, the self that's observing and when watching, I'm looking at it and I'm just in awe of it. But the self that's actually doing it, as I tune back into that self, like I don't know, bro. Like it's the most powerful feeling I've ever felt, like ever in my life, like ever, like and and I remember like it felt like I was screaming like a lion, like because it was that powerful that I was like roaring. I was like, it's like I was going Super Saiyan.
Yeah. That's what it made me think about. Hey, what part of your journey did this happen? Like, what you remember? What year this happened?
This was in 2010.
Okay, so it was after you. Okay, dang, that's that's wild.
Yeah, and then so then not only that, but also like I said, like my hair, like I said, like and not only that, I'm not even like really into Dragon Ball Z like that. Like I never really watched it like that growing up. But I mean, I knew who the characters were, but I was just never really into it like that.
Yeah.
But so for me to see that, I was just like, it's like it was just like the most powerful feeling I ever felt. So then after like it happened, I came back to myself, and then I woke up in my bed, and I immediately jumped out. Like as soon as like the like that part of the vision or the dream was over, like I felt myself kind of like my two selves almost like
hey man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So then I woke up. And my room was completely dark.
Yeah.
But there was like I had my blinds slightly open. So like the moon was out that night. And so there was sort of like light in my room. But also as soon as I woke up, 30 seconds after at least I'll say like 15 to 30 seconds, to be completely honest. So like 15 to 30 seconds after I woke up, I was like my bed and my whole being and everything was covered in black flames. And like that's when at that point I thought I was like going crazy. And I thought I was going crazy. And then it's like I was just like I woke up and I was just like I was kind of like breathing heavy. I was just like, yo, that was like, and not only that, my homies were there at the crib, but I was just in my room knocked out. And I went in there, I immediately told them the same story. I was like, bro, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know if it was because we were smoking or not, but I just feel like something has happened to me in there. Like I just turned into like a fire being or something like that.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's just like, and it's, so when it comes to like things of like, I think a lot of like spirituality or just like who you are, just the way you, like those type of experiences and those type of things that happen inside of you, those are ultimately the things that I believe that shape us in the way we see things and view things, and knowing that like there's something here, there's something within our own selves that is beyond us, that when we feel like we're inadequate, there's a side of us, there's a side and like a self that is always in its total power. It sits there. Yeah. and it's willing and it wants us to accept it, and it wants us to embrace it. And it's just like, and that's also kind of like how I'm also kind of like in a sense of how I see the whole Phoenix in myself and thinking like and seeing like that. Like there could be like a time where like I could possibly like, you know, like be sad or depressed or whatnot. But then I think about like the Phoenix aspect of myself, and I immediately just get out of that. And that, because I realize it's like I'm this, I'm not that, you know, or I'm better than that, I'm beyond that, you know, knowing that like you know, always like choosing, you know, stepping into your power. You know, you have to choose that like every day. You know, it's a conscious decision you have to make. So it's just like I think just knowing that having that aspect of myself, like, you know, that's what the Phoenix like is to me, like that strength.